Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Hayson from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts. We are with Mike Waite today from NARI Charlotte, amongst other things. And before the break, Trent, you mentioned NARI as a vehicle to charitable giving, which I think is what we're probably all most proud of about the organization. And on the way in today, I think that you and Mike had mentioned sharing trade secrets. And I think we have a pretty good charitable opportunity, not only to help NARI Charlotte, but for those of you out there looking for the next thing for your organization. It's something that Mike and some of his cohorts over at Business Leaders of Charlotte Block have created, and it's on loan to NARI Charlotte, and that is what we call Pins for Kids. Trent, I don't know if you've been to one of these before, but it's basically a bowling fundraiser where each one of the participants pledges money. It's almost like Jump Rope for Heart when you were a kid, where you go around and get people to sort of pledge towards what you could do. Mike, tell us about how this evolved and sort of where we're going with it.
Well, it actually started in 2004. I was a candidate for Leukemia Lymphoma Society's Man of the Year, and it's really a fundraising 90 days. And one of the things we did was a Pledge Per Pin event to raise money for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Well, we took that model to Business Leaders of Charlotte and started Block and Bowl as part of our holiday giving project because we wanted to experience the shopping, wrapping, and the delivery of presents to families that are in great need. It turned out to be a really easy formula because the association itself didn't have a whole lot of work to do. We put the burden of, or the reward of fundraising on each of our members. So that model became our business model for Pins for Kids for NARI. And we challenge our members to do some fundraising. And it's like the old walk-a-thon. Or at least it started that way. And we take pledges, we bowl, we have a good time. And at the end of the day, we're going to give money to we name Pins for Kids, but we want to give money to families that have needs that aren't being met.
So the families do not have to have kids to receive funds? I'm just curious.
Well, this particular so this year
it changed it a little bit this year, right?
Yeah, we changed the formula. They have always had kids, Trent, and it's a good question, but I don't know that they have to have had them.
Yeah, I got you. You're helping families, generally families with kids.
Right.
Generally more than a two-person family, generally.
Right. This year we've identified a beneficiary, right, Mike? We have a sole beneficiary from the event, which we're pretty excited about.
Right. Yeah, so the model's evolving. And so we had decided years ago that we like attaching our brand and our membership to good works in the community. And we have a unique skill set so that we can do some home improvement projects. But beyond that, we can do some other things that kind of gets our membership emotionally involved while we're doing good works in the community. And if that's the first exposure to somebody to NARI, hey, these guys are doing some good things, then it's a good thing for our brand. Well, so as the model is evolving, we've partnered with a local beneficiary, the Adopt a Block program that's part of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Dream Center. And what we're doing is we're providing funds to at-risk children in the highest risk neighborhoods in Charlotte to help them get involved and go to camp and go to Carowinds and to serve, where we're getting them exposed to serving in the community. So positive programs going into communities without a lot of positive things going on right now.
So I love the kid aspect of it. I mean, it's just like the cornhole, and we support Make-A-Wish through the Roby family. Once again, kind of something simple. I'll tell you, with the Pins for Kids, though, you don't have to build cornhole boards and do all that. The bowling alley and the pins are already there, and there's mechanical systems that do it.
And Trent, right. you and I we don't. It's like golf tournament. I can't golf very well, neither can you. I think we're better than some, but not everybody can golf. But anybody can bowl, right, Mike? That's the beauty of it.
It really is. And it's also an environment, unlike the golf tournament or even the cornhole tournament, where when we're bowling, we're all together, and there's a high level of excitement. There's a lot of noise, and no matter what your level of bowling is, you can have a really good time.
Do you put the pads over the gutters? That's what I like.
Well, we would allow that.
But, no, I mean, traditionally, historically, the charitable arm of NARI was started through Reed Harkey's father, Jim Harkey, right, who passed. He's one of the founders of NARI, the Jim Harkey Memorial Fund. We still have the Jim Harkey Memorial Fund. We help members ours families in need on call, and we also still grant scholarships. So, but basically, the charitable side of NARI, the way I look at it, let me tell you this, is NARI are small business owners that are in their business, out there busting their butt every day to serve clients, and they're in the business, they're in the weeds, and they have their head down, and they're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week to feed their family and support their business and get their business going. They might be great people and they might want to do a lot of good, but they really haven't had time to lift their head out of their business and say, hey, I want to build a charitable arm in my business where I can give money back. So NARI, as it is also a platform to where they can glean business ideas and learn to read balance sheets and stuff like that if they serve NARI and get on the board, but they can also have a vehicle through the Jim Harkey Memorial Fund and through Pens for Kids and what NARI is doing to become charitable. And basically, NARI teaches this small business owner, in most cases, how to become charitable and how to get the juices flowing. Number one, gives them a vehicle to raise money where they feel like they're part of something bigger. But secondly, it also opens the book of charity. And then if they work through NARI and get involved charitable for a couple of years, it is even something they could take off on their own as their business. And it's kind of like an incubator for the community of Charlotte. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to say that. I think that's what NARI is all about. Number one, from the ethics and the business side, which we talked about in the first segment, but now also on the charitable side for our members and our industry. So, and I think the remodeling industry, especially in Charlotte that I've experienced, is very unique because it's a very charitable group of people.
It really is.
They're servants. I mean, remodelers and plumbers and mechanical people and people that serve that industry are servants, and I think NARI can help them become servant leaders and give back and also run their business successfully. Because frankly, if your business isn't successful, then you're really not going to have time to spin the flywheel, polish the diamond, and give back to the community with which you live and families and kids. So I think that's wonderful.
Well said. Do you mind writing that down for me? I want to use that to recruit.
No, I've said it a lot in recruiting it. Now, let me ask you, are y'all going to share this formula for Pens for Kids?
I thought we were putting it on our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
I was telling Mike I've kind of become known as the cornhole guru. So anybody that wants to, and within reason, that wants to get a little education on cornhole tournament and fundraising, I'll sit down with them and share with them, hey, man, the more the merrier. I want to help our community be a very, very, very giving community in this world. So I think that's the pinnacle of a good community.
I agree. And how do you deny somebody that wants to learn to serve?
Well, I just want to know if I can bowl with the bumpers.
You can bowl with the bumpers. You can also put up they have a little rack now where you just drop the ball and you can aim it. It makes it even easier. So Mike, let's talk about how people can get in touch with you and get in touch with NARI and become plugged in, not only with Pens for Kids, but with the group. We mentioned on the second segment that this is the National Association, and I say this all the time, Remodeling Industry. And you did a good job of explaining. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily be an electrician or a plumber or a mechanical or a remodeler. You could be a banker. You could be an insurance person. You could be an advertising person. You could be WBT Radio, which is also a member of NARI. But there's all kinds of different folks that can participate. So we got about a minute left on the show. Why don't you kind of tell us how to get in touch with you, how to get in touch with the brand, and how people can help with Pens for Kids?
Okay. Well, you mentioned our Facebook page. There is a NARI Charlotte Facebook page. Also our website, NARICharlotte.com. You can go to the Find a Pro if you're looking for somebody to do some work for you. You can check out our calendar, see what's happening with NARI Charlotte, and you can also see who our most recent winners of the Contractor of the Year awards are. Some of them are in this room right with me right now. The Roby family of companies. But I would start there, start digitally, or you call 704-365-NARI. That's 704-365-6274. If you're looking for somebody to, if you're either interested in membership or you want to begin the vetting of a contractor, give me a call.
Thank you, Mike. It was funny. I was walking through the office the other day. One of my project managers was giving a referral, and he said, let me give you the NARI number. And off of my memory, I haven't dialed this number in probably 12 years. I said 704-365-NARI. So remember that. Check us out, Mike. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, NARI Charlotte, for what you're doing for our industry and the community.
Thanks
we'll
for
be right back.
having me. Excuse me.